This is News Hour on Ifako Radio. Good morning, I'm Olanireti Ololade. The major headlines. DSS arrests Malami after release from Kuje prison. Amnesty deal. Outrage mounts as Katsina moves to release 70 bandits. Tinubu, Abdulrazak, Emir, Saraki, mourn Ilorin's longest serving chief imam. Police officer in custody for shooting colleague in Rivers. Sports. Eagles soar to 26th, highest FIFA ranking in 16 years. Adams marks AFCON return with Sevilla breeze. Entertainment. Fela invented rap music, Seun Kuti. I have had only one good relationship, Tiwa Savage. News in detail. DSS arrests Malami after release from Kuje prison. Former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, was on Monday taken into custody by security operatives shortly after his release from the Kuje Correctional Center, Abuja. Operatives of the Department of State Services reportedly picked him up immediately after he exited the facility. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission clarified that it did not rearrest Malami. Officials of the Nigeria Correctional Service confirmed that Malami was released after meeting his bail conditions. He has been released. He perfected his bail conditions and was released this afternoon, one official said. Another added, he joined the DSS in their vehicle after his release. A video obtained by our correspondent showed Malami being led to a black vehicle shortly after leaving the correctional center. In the footage, he was heard asking, Who is the Oga among you? Can I see your ID card? Efforts to obtain comments from the DSS Deputy Director of Public Relations, Favour Dozie, were unsuccessful, as calls to her phone were not returned. Amnesty deal. Outrage mounts as Katsina moves to release 70 bandits. Prominent socio-political organizations, including Afenifere, Arewa Consultative Forum, Owaneze Ndigbo, the Middle Belt Forum, and others, have expressed outrage over a plan by the Katsina state government to release 70 bandits as part of measures to patch up a floundering peace pact with bandit leaders. The groups, in separate interviews with the press, described the move as reckless and a danger to national security, calling on the federal government to halt the provocative action. Also, religious and community leaders in Katsina State voiced strong opposition to the proposed amnesty for the bandits, whom they described as a grave threat to the state. Katsina State is dealing with a surge in bandit attacks, with over 1,500 civilians killed between 2021 and 2025. Recently, the state government approved the release of the 70 suspected bandits as part of a peace deal with armed groups. The move has sparked controversy, with critics arguing it undermines justice and emboldens criminals. It could not be confirmed on Monday whether the bandits had been released or not after one of our correspondents visited the office of the Katsina State Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General to confirm if the bandits were still in custody and verify the authenticity of the alleged documents, including signatures reportedly linked to the release of the suspects. Tinubu, Abdulrazak, Emir, Saraki, mourn Ilorin's longest-serving chief imam. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, the Emir of Ilorin Ibrahim Sulu Gambari, and former Senate President Bukola Saraki yesterday expressed sorrow over the passing of the chief imam of Ilorin, Sheikh Muhammad Saliu. Sheikh Saliu, 75, was the 12th and longest-serving chief imam of Ilorin Emirate, having been appointed in 1983. In a condolence message yesterday by Special Advisor of Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu said the Islamic scholar was devoted to his faith, service, and the promotion of unity. He extended sympathies to the family of the deceased, the Emir of Ilorin, the Ilorin Emirate Council, and the Muslim community in Kwara State on the profound loss. The statement added, Sheikh Mohammed Bashir Saliu, as a devoted servant of Allah, a bridge builder, and a voice of moderation, whose wisdom, humility, and commitment to unity endear them to people of all backgrounds. The Muslim Ummah will never forget the Sheikh's invaluable contributions to religious harmony, community development, and the nurturing of future generations through learning and exemplary leadership, President Tinubu said. Police officer in custody for shooting colleague in Rivers. The Rivers State Police Command has confirmed the arrest of one of its officers, Inspector Victor Okus, for shooting two of his colleagues at a popular supermarket in Port Harcourt on Sunday afternoon. The command said the incident occurred while the affected officers attached to the 14th Police Mobile Force Yola were on joint guard duty with military personnel in the state. Although details surrounding the shooting were not immediately disclosed, the police identified the victim as Inspector Ibrahim Sani and Inspector Daniel Daudo. In a statement issued on Monday, the spokesman for the Rivers State Police Command, Grace Erin Koko, said the officers were shot in the head and neck respectively. She said the injured officers were rushed to the hospital, where Inspector Sani later died from gunshot injuries. Erin Koko added that Sani remains had been deposited at the military hospital mortuary for preservation, while Inspector Daudo is currently receiving medical treatment. She further disclosed that the suspect, Inspector Okus, has been arrested and would be subjected to an orderly room trial before being charged in court. Woman tackles Lagos school for expelling children. A parent, Muibat Uweye, has accused the management of Troika Multilingual School in the Lekki area of Lagos State of expelling her two children from the school. She claimed that neither she nor the two children committed any offense before the school took the decision. Uweye, who shared her experience on X on Friday, stated that the incident occurred on Monday, January 12th. According to her, the children aged 2 and 6 were removed from the school with immediate effect despite having resumed classes earlier that day. She further alleged that the school had decided, despite having paid her children's school fees, to proceed with the investigation, even though they were not accused of any misconduct. She wrote, on 12th January 2026, my two young children, aged 2 and 6, were appropriately excluded from their school, Troika Multilingual School, Igboefon, Lekki, Lagos, with immediate effect. There was no prior notice, no investigation, and no fair hearing. My children were not accused of any misconduct, and school fees for the term had already been fully paid. In fact, the children resumed school that morning. Later that afternoon, I received a message from the school informing me that they had been withdrawn with immediate effect. Uweye, however, described the action as shocking and distressing. She also noted that it was difficult to explain to young children why they could no longer return to a place they associated with learning and safety. The parents further claimed that the decision was not connected to a dispute between her and the proprietor of the school. Uweye further claimed that the decision was connected to a dispute between her and the proprietor of the school, an issue she said had earlier been resolved with an apology from the school owner. Guardian bags life jail for filing wife's nest. The Ikeja Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court on Monday convicted and sentenced Olumuyiwa Ajoto to double life imprisonment for the filing his wife's 6-year-old niece. Justice Rahman Oshodi, who delivered the judgment, ruled that prosecution proved 2 of the 3 counts against Ajoto beyond a reasonable doubt. The Lagos State government had charged Ajoto with defilement, sexual assault by penetration, and indecent treatment of a child. The judge found Ajoto guilty of defilement and sexual assault by penetration, but discharged him on the 3rd count of indecent treatment of a child. In his judgment, Oshodi described the offences as grave, noting that the injuries inflicted on the child might never fully heal. The evidence before this court has established that you defiled, sexually assaulted a 6-year-old child who was entrusted to your care, the judge said. You penetrated her vagina and anus, causing her immense physical and psychological trauma, Oshodi said. Consequently, the court sentenced her daughter to life imprisonment on each of the 2 counts and ordered that both sentences run concurrently. Sports. Eagles soared to 26th highest FIFA ranking in 16 years. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have climbed to 26th in the latest FIFA Men's World Rankings, their highest position in 16 years, following a strong run at 2025 African Cup of Nations in Morocco. Morocco also broke into the top 10 for the first time since 1998, reflecting the significant impact of the tournament on African football. Eric Charles' boys were among the biggest movers in January 2026 FIFA ranking, rising 12 places after securing the bronze medal in the continental competition. Their previous highest ranking was in May 2010 when they were ranked 24th in the world. Nigeria played seven matches during the ranking window, recording 6 wins and 1 loss. Their campaign included a 4-0 victory over Mozambique in the first round of 16, a 2-0 quarter-final win against Algeria, and a dramatic semi-final defeat to host Morocco on penalties after a goalless draw. The Eagles bounced back in the third-place match, holding Egypt to another scoreless draw before winning 4-2 on penalties to secure the bronze medal. FIFA confirmed that Nigeria gained 79.07 ranking points, the highest point increase of any nation in the latest update, which underlines the impact of their AFCON performances. Adams marks AFCON return with Sevilla brace. Sevilla striker Accord Adams made a memorable return from the Africa Cup of Nations on Monday, coming off the bench to score twice and secure a 2-2 draw against Elche. The Nigerian international netted both goals for Sevilla, ending the club's 4-game losing streak in all competitions. Elche have won just 2 of their last 13 top-flight matches, took the lead inside 15 minutes. Martinetto cleverly released Alex Pebas into space on the edge of the box, allowing the midfielder to fire past a slightly out of position Sevilla goalless Odysseus Vlachodimos. The hosts doubled their advantage 10 minutes into the second half through German Valera. Adams, who enjoyed a strong AFCON campaign in Morocco with Nigeria, was introduced at the start of the second half. He pulled a goal back for Sevilla, the club's first competitive strike in 5 matches. In stoppage time, he stepped up to convert a penalty from referee Ricardo de Burgos, awarded a spot kick for a handball in the Elche area, completing his brace and leveling the score at 2-2. Entertainment. Fela invented rap music, Seun Kuti. Afrobeat singer Seun Kuti has asserted that his late father Fela Anikulapo Kuti, the iconic pioneer of Afrobeat, essentially invented rap music as well. During an appearance on the Eat Don't Lie podcast, Seun boldly declared that Fela was the first person to rap. He pointed specifically to a track, Authority Stealing, where Fela delivered rhythmic spoken word style verses with a political edge long before the genre even had a name. Kuti emphasized that at the time of the recording, around the mid-1970s, no one realized this delivery style would later become known as rap. Fela was the first person to rap. He did a bit of rapping on the album Authority Stealing. When he did it, we didn't know it was going to be called rap, he said. I have had only one good relationship, Tiwa Savage. Award-winning singer Tiwa Savage has disclosed that she has experienced only one truly fulfilling relationship, noting that it was cut short following the death of her partner. Speaking in an interview with Poti Iho, the 45-year-old reflected on her challenges with love, saying her other relationships have been marked by disappointment. There is hardly any relationship I would look back at and see anything positive. They are all dicks. Actually, there is one, but he passed away. May his soul rest in peace. It was incredible, she said. She explained that this experience had shaped her parenting, advising her son Jamil to treat women with respect. I always tell him, your mom suffered though. Make sure you treat any girl like a queen. It is very important for me to raise him as a good man. He is going to make mistakes. He is not perfect, but at the core of him, I want him to be kind, she added. The singer was previously married to music executive Tunji Balogun, popularly known as T-Blaze, from 2013 to 2018, with whom she had Jamil. Recap of the major headlines. DSS arrests Malami after release from Kuje prison. Amnesty deal. Outrage mounts as Katsina moves to release 70 bandits. Tinubu Abdulrazak, Emir Saraki, mourn Ilorin's longest serving chief imam. Police officer in custody for shooting colleagues in Rivers. Sports. Eagles soar to 26th, highest FIFA ranking in 16 years. Adams marks AFCON return with Sevilla brace. Entertainment. Fela invented rap music, Seun Kuti. I have had only one good relationship, Tiwa Savage. Follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook at Ifako Radio, WhatsApp at Ifako Radio, X at Ifako Radio, YouTube at Ifako Radio, Instagram at Ifako_radio. For news reports, contact us at ifakoradio@gmail.com or call or WhatsApp 091 2222 7433. Special thanks to the news producer Olanireti Ololade. Thanks for watching. I'm Olanireti Ololade. Have a victorious Tuesday. God bless Ifako.